friends and family. Now is the time to think about others, to help those in need, and to maintain our connections with others as we practice distancing. That can be hard right now. I know I'm not very good with digital communication. I'm not really attached to my phone. I don't do a lot of things on social media, and it does make socializing and maintaining those important relationships and connections a little more difficult. A lot of my students, a lot of you have been finding that out as well, that these digital means of communication we have are great, and they do provide us with some much needed connections right now, but they really don't replace those face-to-face interactions. And I'm finding that with our remote learning that we've been doing as well, that it's great to connect with students in any way that I can. It's great to hear from all of you via message or a Zoom video conference, something like that. But it doesn't take the place of all being in the classroom together. It doesn't replace that energy, that feeling, and it reminds me of watching a video of a concert as opposed to being at a concert, or watching any sort of live performance as opposed to actually being there. It's just not the same. It's great to be able to see it, but it's not the same as the live experience. And we're finding that a lot. But it's been funny, the things that have reminded me of other people during this time, or the messages that I've received from others who have maybe had something remind them of me. I was thinking about this a lot over the course of the last week or two for a couple of reasons. One, my favorite musician, John Prine, recently passed away due to complications related to COVID-19. And it was almost like a member of my family had passed away, the number of people who sent me condolences about John Prine's death. And that was very nice that people associate John Prine with my affinity for his music, and I've gone and seen him in concert a few different times. My kids have gone with me twice to see John Prine. We rang in the new year, rang in 2020 at the Grand Ole Opry at a John Prine concert together. So I connect that to those memories with my kids, and I love his music, and it was nice to hear from other people who, when they saw that in the news, they thought of me and said, "Oh, sorry to hear that." Another thing that made me think of it is my favorite TV show all time is Parks and Recreation. And it was just announced that this upcoming week there's going to be a Parks and Recreation reunion episode that they have filmed while practicing social distancing, but it's going to be with the cast members from the show, and they put together a new episode via distance, and that's coming out this week. So I heard from multiple people when that news dropped as well that, hey, this episode is coming out. And I have those reactions a lot of times too, and I've been having them a lot while I've been at home and away from a lot of the people that I'm normally seeing, especially my students and my colleagues. there will be a song that comes on when I'm streaming music, and it'll be a song that reminds me of a certain student because I know that student loves that particular musician. Or it'll be a show on Netflix that I typically discuss with someone at school, or a movie that we've talked about, or something like that. And I think those are great things to share with people, because those are the moments we really share. And that's one of the biggest things that I miss about being in school right now. Because I love teaching, I love the content that I teach, but I think my favorite thing about education is the moments in between the moments. Are the little things, the little connections we all make in between the lessons, in between the extracurricular workouts and things like that, the little conversations that pop up and the little things that we connect with other people. I was reading something from a student the other day, and she talked about some of the little traits and things that students often pick up from their teachers that they notice their teachers do. A certain way they walk, or a certain mannerism, or something that they do or say, or music that plays in that teacher's classroom, something like that. And I think this is a wonderful time to share some of those connections with other people. To think about the things that remind us of other people. And that's what I'd like you to do this week, is to let someone know something that reminds you of that person. Something positive. But it could be a song that makes you think of someone. It could be a certain movie that you remember watching with someone. It could be a certain place. It could be a certain food, a certain smell that makes you think of someone. Those are the memories that we really hold on to when we're in school. And I think those are the things we miss when we start a new chapter in our lives, when something changes, when we look back, because we don't always realize at the time the things we're really going to remember about a person, a place, or a time in our lives. I have so many memories from growing up that are associated with little things that I wouldn't have thought I would remember. A certain show that I watched with my parents, or sitting around listening to music with my aunts and uncles and cousins, or things like that that get lodged in our memories and bring back an emotional connection that we have with those people. That's what I would like you to do this week, is consider something that reminds you of someone else you care about and share that with them. Then let me know what it was, what you shared. If it's a song that reminds you of a parent or a friend, let that person know, hey, I heard this song. It made me think of you because of this. That's a great thing to share right now. And to keep our connections and our relationships going, to keep feeding those emotional connections. I hope everyone is doing well. I'll be seeing you. Much love.